Okay, now we're going to remove the ribbon winding assembly. First thing we'll want to do is go ahead and disconnect the harness for the ribbon winding assembly here. And now, just to create some extra space here, we'll go ahead and disconnect this flat cable. So now on the inside of the printer, we'll first disconnect the spring here. And now there's one E-clip to remove here. So with our flat tip screwdriver, we'll remove this E-clip. Now there's not enough clearance between the ribbon winding motor and the head frame. So we'll want to remove this plate connected to the head frame so that we can slide it over. So now that those two screws are removed, we can now slide the head frame over and lift the ribbon winding assembly up. And remove. Put the head frame back in place and then slide our wires through. So now we'll install the ribbon winding assembly. So go ahead and feed our wires back through here. And now once again we're going to have to slide the head frame over to create clearance. I'll place our head frame back. Now we need to put our E-clip back on. And we'll connect our spring. Go ahead and check and make sure that this can move freely. Now we'll go ahead and put our two screws back on this plate for the head frame. Now back on the left side. And to route our wires, which are going to go between these two flat cables. So for now, we'll go ahead and hook it back up. And now make sure the wire is between these two flat cables, and we'll plug this one back in. Okay, next we're going to be removing this auto cutter unit. First we'll want to disconnect two harnesses on each side. First on the left side here, we'll disconnect the sensor harness from the sensor board. And next, over here on the right side, we'll disconnect the motor harness. Now we'll remove the two screws from the front. and slide our cutter out. Now we'll install the auto cutter unit. Go ahead and slide this over to the side and give space for this. Now put our 2 screws back. Before we tighten them all the way down, there's alignment notches. And then tighten them all the way. Now connect our harnesses back. Now we're going to remove the Platin roller. First you'll want to use a spring hook tool, and there's a hole here on this clip. Come behind here and then pull the clip straight out. And now on each side of the Platin roller are 2 bearings, so be careful that they don't fall into the printer. So we'll first start with sliding the roller over to the left, and I'll go ahead, and the bearing is on the end of the roller here, so we'll pull this roller out, and I'm going to go ahead and remove this bearing so we don't lose it. Next, we'll want to slide the roller over to the right side. Till the bearing will come out with this side. From here, pull the roller out from the right side first. And here's the second bearing. Now we'll reinstall the Platin roller. First you want to take the bearings and put them back on both ends of the roller. Now I'll start with feeding the roller into the left side hole first. Now that's the bearings in the left side, now we'll feed the right side in. I'll make sure that our left side bearing is still flush with the frame here. And now we'll take our clip and snap it back in place. And we're going to install this head cushion, which protects the head frame and the thermal head during transportation, and it's required. It sits above the paper guide here. like this. So please make sure that it's flush in between this gap here, make sure it's not sitting on top of the paper guide like this or at an angle like this. It needs to be flat. And then when you close the printer, the head frame and print head are going to come down and sit against this cushion. It's a tight fit, so you have to squeeze the printer tight and make sure it latches. And this will help make sure that during transportation that the door does not come open.